Mhm. Hey everybody, welcome to Fab Fit Friday. I'm kind of excited. I am creating a new wardrobe for myself in a faster pace than ever before. I'm making so many things because I've been working on things and then I've been testing them on my own patterns, and I'm super excited. So we're going to talk about a few things today. Hi Brenda, welcome. We are going to look at a fit adjustment I shared during subscriber Q&A this week on Wednesday. I had revisited this because we were working with a top that had a bust cup shape with a seam under the bust. And a few weeks ago, I showed how to lower it so it wasn't sitting on your bust, but under your bust. And I got feedback from that adjustment saying that when you lower the seam the way I showed, it lowers the fullness, and that is in fact true. So on Wednesday this week, I revisited that and I shared how to lower the seam and maintain the measurement. So I decided to test it on my own pattern. I'm going to show you how it worked out in a minute. Let me just stop and say hello to Diane Bacon. Hello, Andrea, welcome. Terry and Jerry. Jerry, it's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in such a long time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is kind of an action-packed because in addition to that, I finished the neckline on my bias cut blueprint scoop neck top. So I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to finish the sleeves or the armholes. And I ordered some fabric from one of my favorite fabric stores, and I want to share it to you because I am on a mission to make some cozy flannel things for both myself and my family this holiday season. And I found another good source for some amazing flannels. So if you caught the Cool Tools on Monday, I just want to remind you there is a coupon code. If you head over to the Kansas City Maker Studio in Fabric, you can get 20% off by using my coupon code STERN20, and they have lots of fun things. And then I'm going to show you what's in here in a minute. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. But I see Tana's here. Tana is the one that I'm working with via subscriber Q&As to help her adjust her pattern to get the bust seam to be under her bust and not on her bust. So we're going to start with that first. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome. Oh, you're happy to learn new things. I'm happy. I hope you learn some new things too. So I'm going to stand up. And first of all, I just want to brag on my shameless self-plug for my beautiful shirt jacket. Look how nice the inside looks. Boop. Those are Hong Kong finish seams for the vent. So comfortable. All I have left to do for this is put the buttons on. But I am in love with this top. It's loose. It's oversized. I'm going to be wearing it a lot instead of always wearing I'm big on wearing a tank top with a long sleeve knit top over it in the winter. I'm going to change things up a little bit. Maybe I'll have a tank top on with my shirt jacket now. So I'm excited to get that finished. Now I'm going to take this off. This is the exciting thing I want to share. I'm sorry it's black. I ran out of all of my colors. But what I want to show you here is this is the top that the seam, the V-neck was way up here. I'll put the original one on again. But what I want to show you is, notice it fits nicely, and I lowered the seam so it's, can you guys see the seam? Let me shine some more light on me. Let's see if I can get it lightier. Oh, see? Oh, there we go. So see how you can see the seam is now below my bust. So I lowered it, and I got this to fit really nice. And actually, I'm really excited about this top more than I thought I was going to be because I'm blurry. Ugh. Give me a minute. Let me see if oh, there we go. How about if I do it like this? So I'm standing closer. I'm just trying to shine the light on my seams so you can see. The seams are now below. I mean, I could have lowered it some more, but my point is I wanted to show you that the adjustment I showed on subscriber Q&A worked beautifully to lower the seam. Oh, hi, Mary. Oh, Mary, you haven't seen this top yet. This is my V-neck top and dress, and what I wanted to do was drop the seam and maintain the measurement, and I just was excited to show it. I'm going to show it. I'm going to show the pattern work in a minute, but let me just take this one off. I have a tank top on. Hold on one second. Hey, Diane. I got both my Dianes in the house today. Yay. All right, just to remind you, this is the original top. And I guess you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. See how on this top, the seams are right here and they go on my bust, right? But you can see the fit is very similar through the bust. And so what I want to do is show how I lowered the seams from being right here to being down here under the bust. So that's the purpose of this thing that I'm doing right this second. So let me just put the black one back on for one more hot second here. Here, I'll put it on inside out. Maybe you can see the seams better if the seam allowances are inside. Let me see. All right, so again, oops. So my whole point here is the seams are, right here. They're here instead of up here. So that was the whole purpose of this. And what I want to do is I want to show you, let me show you the pattern work I did. I'm going to shut this off now. All right. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to show you this first. I'm going to put my shirt jacket back on because it's a little chilly here in Connecticut. All right, so boop, 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 boop. All right, so let me show you what I did here. Switch my view. All right, so let me show you half of the pattern. All right, did I do it on a minute? Like, what did I? All right, so you're going to have to go back and watch Fab Fit, subscriber Q&A if you want to see the entire thing I did here. So let me just explain. All right, so what I did, the first thing I had to do to this pattern is, let me show you on here. Okay, so the original pattern had a higher neck. So if I line it up like this, you can see the V-neck stopped about an inch higher than it is now. And it was above the base of the armhole. So the tip of the V was higher than the base of the armhole. So the first thing I had to do was extend the V so it was a little bit below the armhole, because then what I did was after I lengthened or made the V a little bit lower and I maintained the measurement, I then lowered it 1.5 inches more. And then obviously you have to lower the back to agree. And then I take the whole thing together and I made this my V-neck top. Now, Terry is saying those seams look so much more flattering. They really do, but remember my final version of this pattern it doesn't have a V, it just has one. And I think that works too. So if you remember, let me bring my silk one over and show you here. Oops. So see, when I make the pattern up for real, it's only going to have the one seam that goes off in this direction right here. So the finished version of this top has just 3 seams, the one on this side and the shoulder seams. That's it. So I'm going to keep this one the way it is. That's going to be one pattern. But then I do like how these are lower and not as much on the bust as well. Maybe I'll make this another pattern. We'll see. So that's my whole thing with lowering the seam so you can create a bust cup on a pattern that's got an empire waist that's supposed to sit directly under your bust. So Tiana, let me know if that makes sense to you. I mean, did you finally get to see? I know I feel really bad that this is black because it's hard to see. But the seams are right here. They're right here and they just go under, see? And also the fit is the same. And if we look at the pattern one more time, you can see that if I line it up here, you can see the measurement from the base of the V to the side seam is the same. Okay. Oh, so Tiana says that's so cool. She's going to sew her 3rd toile. Fabulous. I'm excited. I'm excited too because it got me to make another version of this, and I love this. So this is going to be a cool pattern as well. I love sewing on the bias. I'm having such a fun time with that. All right, so that takes care of that issue. The next thing I want to show you, and actually I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take this off. Now remember I have a tank top on, so I don't want to scare anybody. I'm going to take this off, and I think I'm just going to leave that off after I put my black long sleeve tee on after this because I'm cold. But what I want to show you now is I am going to put on my bias cut blueprints top that we were working on last week, and I'm going to show you how much I cut off too. I saved my little shoulder pieces. All right, so let me just put this on so you can see. And then I'm going to finish the armholes on this. So I'll show you how I'm finishing my armholes. But basically, I'm really excited about this top as well. Let me just go like this. All right, so you can see here, if I don't have my bra strap and everything showing and my whole tank top showing, you can see I fixed the neckline. There's no more droopy right here, right? And you can see the armholes fit nice, right? And let me just lower it so you can see the whole thing here. So I'm kind of excited to have a top that is short. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you're wearing high-waisted pants, it's nice to have a top that doesn't hang down really, really low. So this is my top. Very excited about this top. I love this linen cotton blend. And if you remember, I also made an easy breezy summer button down earlier this year. So now I'll have a twin set for next season. I'll be able to wear this underneath the straight of grain button down top I made. So I'm kind of excited about that. So here is Bias Cut Blueprints, my easy breezy, well, not easy breezy, but there's that. So now we're going to finish it. So I'm just going to take this off. I feel like I'm just going to put on my long sleeve tee for now because I'm cold. Diane, you can make, all right, so Diane said she wants a pattern for the top I just took off. And I just want to remind everybody, what did I do with that book? I think I put it in my bookshelf. Hold on. I was trying to clean up. Did I put it in the bookshelf? I didn't. Hold on a second. Hold on. What did I do with it? Oh my God, I cleaned it away somewhere. I'm trying to clean my studio, and I think I put it in in my bookshelf. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Bias cut blueprints is somewhere in here. Uh-oh. I know it's not permanently lost, but all right. So the book is somewhere. I have no idea what I did with it, but Diane, this top was made out of a tube that you use your measurements to make a bias tube, and then I scooped out the neck and the armhole using using templates. Oh, she's saying, oh, I'm trying to, oh, you're trying to get a shortcut. You're trying to take shortcuts. I know, but I do think, I mean, I'm with you there, and I would love to make a pattern for this top, but I will tell you that it's a really fun project. So if you have that bias cut blueprint book, then you can make that. And then once you make that, I'm sure you'll want to make other things in it because it's such a fun project. And I apologize that I lost the book somewhere in my room because I cleaned it away somewhere. But if you go back to last Friday's Fab Fit Friday, there was a link in there and you can get a discount. You get $10 off the spiral bound copy of this author signed version of that book if you'd want to get that. There's a coupon code in the description below for Fab Fit Friday last week. So before I start sewing up the sleeves, I'm going to just show you how I finish my armholes here, which I won't feel bad if people leave because, you know I've done that quite a bit. And you may know how to do it already, but that's what I'm going to do after I show you my fabric, my new fabric. Tiana says, I'm trying the bias dress with sleeves with a print, and it's a tough decision trying to keep which is the best front. Oh, I know. Well, that's the thing about this project. Once you make your tube, you can decide where you want these seams to be. So like, see, there's a seam up here. See the seam? Oh, let me show you this way. So you make the tube and then you decide where to position the seam. So see, I have a seam here and I have a seam down here, right? But if you turn it, it could have been anywhere. It could have been, like I could have decided to have this in the front, which I don't think is attractive, so I put it on the side, but you have a choice on where you want to put the seams created by making that bias rectangle. So, go back and check that out because this has been a really, really fun project, and I'm really having a ball with it. While we're looking at this, I guess I'll show you. I ended up cutting off 3/4 of an inch at the shoulder side and 1/4 inch at the neckline. So I basically lifted the whole thing up to get the armhole and the fit better on here after I sewed, basted the shoulder seams. All right, so we're going to get to that in 1 minute. Oops. Let me put my phone on silent. There we go. All right, so I got this fabric from the Confident Stitch in Missoula, Montana. They have a very, very nice store. And I just want to, I'm trying to spotlight businesses that are run by really nice people and that they stand for, they're just really nice people. And their store is amazing. Oh, Mary says she wants to see all of these tops with armholes finished. Well, I'm going to be finishing these as soon as I show you what's in this envelope, and then I will have finished sleeves. I'm so busy that, I'm sorry, but I have to spend some, I have to be a little selfish with my time today because I want to finish those armholes, and I have a lot of other things to do. So while we're doing Fab Fit Friday, I'm going to finish the seams, and you can watch me. Or you can just wait for me to post a picture if you don't want to stay and watch. It's up to you. I mean, I know that probably most of you know how to do that already. Uh-oh, I got a love note from Arlo. This is what I love about the Confident Stitch. They take their time to handwrite a note. So let's just zoom in so we can read it. Thanks, Jen. We'd love to see what you create from this flannel. And look at these. These are little labels that they give with their fabric purchases. And it says, "This took forever." I love these, so I might stick a label into my garment. All right, so let's see what's in there. Okay, so I mentioned I am on a flannel kick, and I think I told you guys when I did the wujamajigger, the fabric haul from Kansas City Maker's Studio, that I didn't realize that Robert Kaufman had so many beautiful flannels. So this is another Robert Kaufman flannel. This is their speckled Shetland flannel in plum. And I think that this is fabulous. So let's look at it. So I think this is way cool. And again, I wish I could have you reach in and feel it. It's so soft, and it has speckles on it. This is going to be perfect for me because I have my dogs, and now I have 3 dogs. So if I get a little dog hair on here, do you think anyone's going to notice? Probably not. So this is probably going to be, I don't know, maybe another pair of pants. So if you want to go check out the flannels at the Confident Stitch, there is a link in the description below. And I will tell you that you're going to be seeing lots of this coming up in Fab Fit Fridays, between making the shirt jacket for my dad and also more Sorcia Classic Slim trousers out of this. This is, well, it doesn't say how wide it is, but guess what? We can measure it. I think it's I'm going to guess 50. So oh no, this is only 46 wide. So it's not super wide. So I did end up getting 3.5 yards so I can make pants if I want to. And oh, Diane's agreeing with me. It is luxurious. I feel like I discovered potted gold when I realized that these flannels are so amazing. So I've got another fun one. And if you missed my cool tools where I showed the ones I got from Kansas City Maker's Studio, this is the plaid I'm going to make for my dad, a shirt jacket. And then, oh, look how funny. I guess I like this color. One is solid, solid flannel, and a speckled flannel, almost the same color. So that's kind of cool. I guess I gravitate towards colors I like, so. Oh, these are cotton Shetland flannel. This is Shetland flannel. It doesn't say if it's cotton or not. That's a good question. I'm gonna, well, I don't want to guess. Hold on one second. I'm gonna look and see if I can see it right now. I have the Confident Stitch right up here. It is, I'm gonna look it up. Shetland flannel. It doesn't say for sure, but I will say, yeah, it doesn't say on here. It just says it's Shetland flannel, but I'm willing to bet you it's cotton, because it wouldn't, this is only $11.90 a yard at Confident Stitch. I'm looking at it right now. So I think I would run over there and get some. Oh, wait, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't scroll down. I just lied. It is 95% cotton, 5% polyester. And if anyone's interested, it's a 6.4 ounce per square yard. So that is what this is. So it is cotton. Oh, good thing I looked at that. All right, so cotton. Oh, Mary said I can use the solid for accents. Yes, I might work these two together for some things. We'll see. Depends on what I decide to make out of it. But basically, I am so excited to have all these cozy fabrics. All right, so 95% cotton, 5% polyester. I'm going to stack these right up here. Boop. Yes, I'm very excited. I have enough fabric now to keep me busy for quite a while. I'm just going to fold this up so it doesn't get messy. All right, so now let's get back to this. So I made a boo-boo, of course. You know I'm the queen of making boo-boos. When I was sewing my, let me just make this a little less bright now. All right, so when I was sewing this, I did not sew it into a circle until I got around. And what happened here was I sewed the seam on the wrong side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seam ripper here. And of course, I noticed it and I kept going. And then once I put it on, I'm like, you know what, Jennifer, you cannot leave that like that. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take out. So this is going to be a little bit about fixing a mistake. And then I'm going to show you how I finished this neck edge by doing it correctly to the sleeves. I'm going to go in there and open this up. Oops. It'd be good if you could see me. Oh, yeah. Well, Mary, honestly, the only black fabric I bought this entire season was the black linen I had on at the beginning when I showed how my lowering of the seam worked. That was the only black I purchased. That was solid black. So I think I'm doing pretty good by adding color into my wardrobe, although even though I do have a black long sleeve top on. I will tell you that I really don't buy clothes anymore, but if you need like just a good basic layering piece, this top I have on is by Jockey and it's Model and it's so comfortable. I love it. I wear it under everything, and they do have colors. But I will tell you, when I used to get these, the last time I ordered these, they were $49. Now the regular price is $36, and they had a flash sale yesterday. So I did buy 3 more of these tops to be part of my wardrobe to wear underneath my shirt jackets and such in the winter. Oh no, Francis tried to buy some Pendleton plaid that you used for one of your shirts. Unfortunately not available in Canada. Try the Confident Stitch, Francis. Maybe they'll ship to Canada. Because they're in Missoula, Montana, so maybe they'll be more likely to ship across the border. I would check and see. Because they probably have it too. They have a lot of the Robert Kaufman flannels. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this out, but I'm only going to take it out a little bit because I want to put it back with no fuss or muss. So I have to take out the seam that I sewed it to the wrong side. I already wrapped it and finished sewing it. And as I was coming around, I thought, oh, maybe I'll just leave that there. And then once I realized how nice it fit and that I would actually want to wear it, I decided we can't do that. So basically, see, I just took out literally like not even 2 inches. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take apart this. I also have to take this seam apart right here. This one is my stay stitching. The higher one is my stay stitching. This one is the one I used to sew the strip on. And I used black because I was trying to show what I was doing, but I did switch to white to top stitch. But basically, we're going to take this all apart here and I'm going to fix it. All right, and I'm only going to take it out literally like 2 inches. I'm going to take it out a little bit, and then I'm going to put those edges together. All right, I think I'll be able to squeeze it out with this. Let's drag my sewing machine over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is, see right here, my seam allowances are on the right side of the strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out and I'm going to flip them. So if this ever happens, all right, so I took them apart and now I'm going to put them back together. Let's see if I can figure this out. So they were like this. We want them to be like this. So I'm literally going to just match up the edges going the opposite way, like this. And before I sew it, I'm going to pin it to make sure it works, because I don't want to make a boo-boo and have to take it apart again, because you know me, I'm the queen of mistakes. So now if I turn this, we can see that that's right. Spell the name. Diane says spell the name of the tea. Diane, you mean this? You mean this tea right here that I'm wearing? I mean that I'm working on right now. I'm really annoyed that I stuck that book somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. I've run out of room for some of my books, so I know it's in this bookshelf somewhere. No, I know it's in that bookshelf somewhere. I will find it. I know the cover's purple. Maybe the binding isn't purple. This is from the Bias Cut Blueprints. All right, wait a minute. Hold on one second. Let me go over here to a Bias Cut Blueprint. Oop. Okay, so if I go to here, and if I copy Control A, Control C, and then if I come back over here, here is a link. Boop. There's the link to the book. Oh. You mean my knit top that I purchased that was ready to wear? This is Jockey, and it's their model pullover, and you can find it in their loungy / pajama section. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm gonna just sew this now. You know, I'm really making an effort not to purchase garments ready to wear, but for $19 or $19.99 on sale, you know, by the time I buy the fabric and then take the time to make it, that's really a bargain for me. And I love them, so, you know. All right, I'm going to sew this 1/4 inch because that's about what I had sewn it before, and then I'm going to put this back together. So now I think it would be helpful to use a few Wonder Clips to hold it for me. And I do know that this this long sleeve tee is very durable. I wash and wear. I just buy 2, and they last me like 2 seasons, but I literally wash and wear them all winter long. And then I'll, you know, wear either something over it or something under it. All right, so let me just sew this. Of course, I cut these bias strips. I sewed them together on the bias, so. Oops. All right. All right, so see, now that I sewed that the right way, now what I can do is go in reverse. The next step is I have to sew this back together. Oh, so I guess I do have to take it apart just a little bit more. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be as non-invasive as possible, as much as I can here. Let me just take it out a little bit more. Okay, so now that I did that, I can turn this around, and I think I can get in there to sew it back. So the first thing I have to do is sew it back to the neckline. And let's see, it's going to be like this. Oh yeah, I got to take this out a little bit more. So where I wrapped the edge, I have to take that out a little bit more because it's too close. So this is a lesson in, if you notice that you made a mistake, don't keep going with the process. Stop, fix it, and then go to the next step, because you end up just making more work for yourself. All right, so see, now I can fold it back down on itself like this. Oh God, those are my dogs barking. Oops, I made a boo-boo. Give me a minute. Hold on, this didn't get sewn together right. I have to fix this too. See, I knew this was going to be a hot mess, but someone once told me that they love it that I make mistakes because it makes them feel okay that they make mistakes too. So I'm happy to show you my mistakes and then also how to fix them. All right, so I caught the underside of that. So first I'm sewing my strip back together. Okay, then I'm going to pop it back on like this. So the next step is I have to connect. Okay, so I have to take this out just a little bit more. This would have been so much easier if I just fixed it when I noticed it. But you can see right here, there is the seam. Yep, I guess I got to keep taking it out a little bit more. Okay, so here's the seam right here where I sewed it on. So I've got it there. Oh, Tana says, a bit late, but finally remembered to get on live. Oh, good, you're watching me fix a boo-boo that I did when I was finishing the neckline on this. So literally, I'm just taking apart my neckline, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how to finish the armhole. All right, so now you can see I've got it apart, and I ended up having to take about 4 inches. But see, now I can put it right sides together again, and I can finish sewing the band back onto the raw edge first. And I'm going to use clips to hold it like this. And I'm going to sew from the top. I'm going to have the neckline be against the feed dogs to feed in any extra. So we're going to just start. Honestly. Okay, so we're just going to start right here. So if I put it in like this, you can see here's my seam. So I'm going to start right there. Let me make it so you can actually see. Like this. So see, that's where I had sewn. So basically I'm just gonna sew this back up again. And it's just like a little quarter, like a generous quarter that I'm using for a seam allowance. And we have to get all the way over to here. And I just have to catch this very edge of this right in there. Okay, now let's look at it. Okay, you can see I've sewn it back on. So now I'm going to rewrap it and just top stitch it back in place. That part will go together really easy. So I'll just put some clips here to hold it. Also, the other sucky thing about this neckline is I thought I had a strip that was long enough. There's where my start stop was, and I had to add this little bit to make it. Oh, Mary says, I'm suspicious if I sew something and there is no ripping. I'm fussy with my sewing. I'm getting fussier. I have to admit, as I get, I don't know, older or more experienced, I don't know, but I'm really enjoying taking my time and sewing, without rushing. I used to rush through everything, and I don't do that anymore, and that's why, quite frankly, the armholes aren't finished, because I took my time. And even though I did make this mistake, I thought I was doing it neatly, and I was going to live with it. So, all right. So I'm just going to finish this, and then I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch on the sleeves. I'm sorry, on the armholes. This is one of my favorite ways to finish, because it doesn't change the measurement of the opening, because you're wrapping the fabric around the actual raw edge of the, armhole or neckline. All right, so now let's look at this and see if we were happier with it. Okay, so we can see that this is much nicer than it was. So obviously I'm going to have to pull all these black threads and clean that up. But basically, that's barely noticeable. And look at how I match that stripe. I think I get a gold star for that. So there's the join that I fixed. That was wrong side out. Now it's right, now it's the right way. And let's just look at it laid flat. I really like this. I may trim this closer, we'll see. Okay, so I'm working with a strip that is 1 3/4 inches. And I cut 2 new strips that are long. What did I do with them? I think they're over here. Here's one. All right, so see, I have a plenty long strip now. The other one fell on the floor. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So the way I'm doing this is I don't want to, when I'm working on a woven and I really don't care for, or I'm not worried about, I'm just going to change the angle of my machine here like this. That's probably better. When I'm working on a woven and I don't need to really control a huge amount of stretch like when I'm working with a knit. I don't always sew it into a circle first. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. So here is my armhole. Now usually with an armhole, I'll start at the, at the base of the armhole where the seam is, but there is no seam because this was cut on the bias. So I think I'm still going to pretend there's a seam down here underneath, because that's the best place, where something won't show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my garment inside out. And you can see the inside out here, just to show you, all of the edges are clean finished. Okay, so I clean finished everything, except for this. Oh, I might want to fix this. All right, let me show you. All right, so I'm going to start down here at the base of the armhole. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of these. And I think to even make it less noticeable than the first time, I am going to cut it on the bias like this. Okay, and I know that's the bias because this has got stripes sewn into it. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start here, which is the approximate place where the side seam would be. And I'm going to go right sides together, which happily or unhappily, there is no right or wrong side to this fabric. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this down like this. So see what I'm doing? I'm folding it on the bias grain, and I'm going to put it right here like this. So I'm folding it in, or under, I'm sorry, to the wrong side. And I am just going to stitch along at 1/4 of an inch, like this. I'm not going to pin anything. I'm not going to do much of anything. I'm just going to start sewing. And as I sew around this circle, I'm holding my strip separate from, this is my armhole, this is my strip. I don't want to obviously stretch my armhole, but I'm going to see how I can gently stretch the strip. I'm literally just going to barely stretch it. I'm in the base of the armhole now. I really don't need to stretch. But then as I start to go a few inches away, I'm coming up either the front or the back of the armhole, I'm not sure. But now I'm going to start stretching it just a little bit. And then I'm just going to keep going. And as I go, now I'm getting almost stretch my strip. And I'm just going to keep, see how I can stretch my strip? Just stretching it a little bit. I'm going to sew a little bit more. And I'm keeping my armhole nice and flat. I'm not stretching that. I'm just stretching this just a little bit. All right, we want to make sure the shoulder seam goes towards the back, which it is there, so it's going in the right direction on this side, so I don't really have to worry. But now we're up at the shoulder. Okay, and I'm not going to really stretch it over the top of the shoulder very much because you really don't need very much stretch there. Okay, and now I'm coming to the back. And so what I'm going to do is, here's where I started, right here. See? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one. Let me see. I'm going to cut it. This one I can just cut straight because we're not going to see it. So this one I'm just going to cut like this, straight across. Okay, so you can see what I have here is, hi LB, welcome. I've got this going at a diagonal. This is just going to come down and I'm just going to stretch it to fit right there. I'm going to sew right across and I'm going to overlap my starch. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and you can see what I did here was I created a diagonal or bias seam that I can sew down. And actually that didn't work out for me because now I've got two stripes right next to each other. But just remember, just a tiny little bit is going to show. But to keep them from flapping in the wind here, I am just going to stitch along this folded edge. That's just to keep them to behave. All right, now, see what we have is, there's my start stop. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold, and actually I know that this is going to be annoying, so I'm just going to cut all this to match like that. Then I'm just going to wrap my edge. And I'm going to pin in the ditch. I'm just going to go around and pin in the ditch. But see, it'll give me a little bit of a sort of a chevron or diagonal stripe along here. And I think there's going to be a place on this armhole where the stripes actually match. I think I saw that when I was sewing it together for a hot second. Maybe it'll match. But basically, I tried to find a contrasting fabric, but I couldn't find anything I liked to go with this, so I decided I would just use the same fabric but cut it on the bias. So you can see from the back what I'm doing is I'm literally wrapping this around like that. And when I pin, I want to make sure I'm catching the strip. So when I sew, I know I'm catching it. So see, there's the pin right there, see? And I think, I'm not sure about what I'm going to do. I think I might, I don't know. I either am going to do this to the hem as well, or I'm going to leave the hem raw and just sew like a zigzag a 1/4 inch from the edge to keep it from fraying any farther than that, because I can't make it any shorter because it's already as short as, you know, it can be on me, I think. So the hem I may leave raw, we'll see. All right, so now that I've got that pinned like that, I'm just going to come back over here and I'm literally just going to sew around in a circle, and I'm going to try to sew pretty close to the base of the band. So it is stretched on, but not very much stretch. Like I barely stretched it on. I left black in my bobbin. All right, so I'm at my start point, so I'm just going to back tack here. And let's look and see how this is. Tana says, I am thrilled with all the bias binding techniques in the bias blueprint book. Excellent book for so many reasons. It really is a great book, everybody. I highly recommend, highly recommend. I'm a little bit in a panic on the inside because I don't know where mine is at the moment, but I know it's somewhere in my studio. Oh my God. All right, so look how nice that looks. All right, that did not take very long, so let's just do the other side, and then I'll try it on so Mary can see both of my armholes finished. I just have to figure out what I did with that other long bias strip. What do I do with it? Honestly, I am the queen of losing stuff. What did I just had it. Oh, here it is. All right, let's just put this other one on, and then I'll model it with both finished seams. All right, so I am going to, again, I'm going to start down here. Let's turn this inside out one more time. And again, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to go over here. And so we're going to start somewhere near the base of the armhole, which is about here. And I'm just going to fold it in to the wrong side. I'm just trying to reduce bulk by doing that. That's why I'm doing it sort of on the diagonal like that. Okay, now let's sink our needle, get ourselves organized here. Okay, and I'm just going to work a little at a time. Now this time I want to make sure that this seam stays flat. It's going in the opposite direction, so I'm just going to make sure when I get there that it's doing that. I'm going to cut this little doobie off. All right, so I'm just gonna, again, I'm not gonna stretch it too much at the top. Now we're gonna go down the front. So this is just a nice, relaxing way to finish. Notice I didn't have to measure anything. I didn't have to worry about making the strip the right length. I'm just going along. All right, so now that I'm really close, again, I'm going to just cut this off straight across here. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it flat and I'm going to top stitch the folded edge in place so it doesn't flail open like my neckline did. I'm not concerned that it's not going exactly the way the stripes are because it only shows for like that teeny little bit. So I'm literally just trying to reduce the bulk. So now again, I'm just gonna fold this under. See, just that little tiny bit shows right there. And then we're gonna see how these armholes look when the whole thing is finished. I'm so excited. I worked on some pants a while back when I showed how to use the crotch, the curved or bendable ruler to do a crotch template. I have to finish those up too. I'm very excited about those pants. I can't wait to show you how those ended up coming out. And they're a really comfy brush twill. They're going to be cozy when it's cold. I think I'll only be able to wear them on cooler days though because it's you know, they're warm. And then of course I'll have all my cozy flannel. I'm going to be one cozy Josie this winter. You know, and I'm kind of excited to get off yoga pants. You know, I've been living in yoga pants the past few years because of the pandemic and not going anywhere. So it'll be nice to have some things that are stylish and comfortable. All right, I'm almost around. Oh, I do want to mention also that I'm starting to get some feedback from my threads pants fitting class, and people are really enjoying it. I'm very, very pleased with some of the feedback I've been getting, and I think it's still on sale for $99. There is a link to that in the description below too if anybody wants to join me for that. And I have exciting news. They're going to start a community forum so you can ask questions about your pants fitting right in the class and I'll help you. Because right now there's no way to ask questions in the class, but I asked them to add that and they're going to. So I'm very excited about that as well. All right. So let me just sew along here. And again, I'm just going a little bit at a time, making sure I'm not catching anything. And then we'll be able to try this on. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm almost done, and then we can try it on. Okay. All right, so I think what we're going to do before we try it on is I'm going to get my pressing surface here. I'm just going to give it some steam. Oh, Paula, oh, wait, I got some things to, people are talking. Hold on, let me see. Janet says, I'm enjoying the Threads Pants class question. I got your waistband kit with the muslin, and in the Threads class, you made a waistband with Ponte. Is that better than the muslin one? Oh, all right, so let's just take a minute here. So for the Threads class, I wanted to come up with another kind of waistband. So what I did was I used a strip of Ponte knit and I put a piece of band roll in the front and back, and then it's adjustable on the sides, and then you can pin it flat. So that's up to you, Janet. I think if you can, you know, Velcro yourself front, close at center front, that is fine. You can also use the band roll in the kit to make, you know, to insert into a piece of knit if you want to try that. So it's just another way. I don't know if it's better or, you know, better than the other way. I just wanted to give another option for people. Some people have a hard time Velcroing their thing closed, or they have a hard time really fitting it around them. So if it's adjustable with the band roll in it, then you can step into it and tighten it, and then evenly distribute the gathers around the Ponte knit. So that's, you know, that's up to you. Mary's hubby does not like leggings, so she doesn't have any. She stays the same size through COVID because she always wore jeans. See, that is the danger of yoga pants. They're stretchy, and it gives you the freedom to just be a, you know, little piggy like me, and then you end up gaining weight. So that is a very true fact, Mary. Paulette is asking about, oh, Mary already answered for me. Yes, so the facing is raw because bias really doesn't ravel. It might get a little frayed, but it does not ravel. So yay. Thank you, Mary. All right, so now that I got my pressing thing here, I am literally just going to steam these, and then I'm going to try it on, and then I'm going to say adieu because I have a 2:30 private pants fitting class I have to do with one of my students. But we have time to just, so I didn't even steam this, so I'm just going to go ahead and give this some steam. So I'm just steaming my neckline. And then I just want to steam my armhole. So basically I'm just going to put it flat like this. And I'm just going to give it some steam. I mean, it looks like it's in a really nice shape, so I really don't think it's, you know, just to give it some steam. Let me steam this one. All right, so now I'm going to try it on. Here is the proof is in the pudding. We're going to try it right on and see if we still love it. I hope nothing got screwed up. All right. Okay, so let me just stick this back on and then we're going to see what we can see. Oh, Mary's asking me if I found a new person to make my wooden clapper yet. No, I have not yet. I'm trying, but I'm not trying that hard. All right, so, all right, I think I'm pleased. What do we think? I think I like. All right. I have to say, this is, yay, happy. So this is going to be a nice shell to wear under something probably, or in the summer I can wear it with high-waisted shorts or, you know, whatever, but finished. I do think I'm going to leave this raw because again, the edge is not going to fray that terribly, but I'm going to have to pick out all my stay stitching, see? Because I really can't shorten it, and I really don't think I want to put a band there. I think I like the little fluttery, so I think I'm going to leave that as is. So anyway, all right, so yay. So if anybody is new to my channel and you did not see the process for this, I would go back and watch the beginning. If you go to my live section on my channel and look at my Fab Fit Fridays and look at the lives where I started making this project. You don't have to go all the way back to the beginning where I was working on the scoop neck to the V-neck of my own pattern. But if you go look at the bias cut blueprints, you can see that I made a blue and white sort of check one. That came out terrible because the back was too long, too wide here. And I put darts in it and then it still stood up on my back and it was poofy back there. So I just want to remind everybody, I think the reason why this fits better is because the armhole is much deeper. Okay, so if you have that book in the beginner projects there, the one that's the cowl or just the banto neck, the armholes are only an inch deep front to back. And think about it, if you can only cut off an inch for an armhole in a tube, it's going to make the middle or the rest of the garment wider, right? This was a much deeper hole, so it made this narrower. And I think that that's why that fits. I just think I needed more depth in my armhole, so I think that's why it fits. Oh, Mary says just leave the stay stitching at the bottom. Yeah, I probably can. Oh, Tana says she likes the U-shaped armhole pattern the best too. And LB says tips are very useful. Thank you, thank you. Well, you know, the next thing I want to do, so maybe we'll just continue with this bias. I'd like to make a bias long sleeve top, maybe in a winter-ish weight fabric. So maybe I'll work on that next because, of course, I've made everything on the bias no sleeve, right? So maybe I will check out the sleeve template in that bias cut blueprint book and then make a top with a sleeve. So maybe that'll be the next step, we'll see. So of course I'm gonna have to try that because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, this is me. I will tell you when I'm being a pro, this is me learning as I go. So this whole bias series that I did was really me learning about bias. I started with a scoop neck pattern that I made from my T pattern. I adjusted it. I realized where I needed more ease. And then I changed it. And then I got rid of seams. I got rid of side seams. So it's been quite a journey. So if you really are enjoying, or if you're interested in bias and you haven't had a chance to really experiment with it yet, definitely go back and watch my bias V-neck top and dress part 1, and then just watch that through, because there's a lot of good information there. So anyway, oh, this is so much fun. I have almost a finished top. Well, it will be finished if I don't do anything to the hem. I think I might just leave it. And I've got my black linen. I almost called this episode Black House White Market, like the store that's all black and white. But we did this. And I like the fact that this is tunic length and it covers my butt. So this will be cute with, you know, shorts or leggings in the spring. So I'm excited about that too. So anyway, I'm so happy you guys joined me. I will be doing a full schedule of videos next week. Cool Tools, Fit Tip Tuesday, Subscriber Q&A Wednesday, and Fab Fit Friday. Then the next week, I'm leaving on Tuesday to go to the University of Kentucky to teach at their volunteer master garment sewer program. So I won't be here for subscriber Q&A. I will try to get a Fit Tip Tuesday and a Cool Tools for Monday and Tuesday. But I will be back in time for Fab Fit Friday. I'll be, because I come home Thursday night. So we only miss Wednesday, the week after. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. I think this is going to be the weekend I'm going to close the pool on Sunday. And I'm teaching yoga pants for the New Jersey ASG tomorrow, so that'll be a fun day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye.